Hey there, and welcome. Have you ever wished you had a literal map for inner peace? I mean, not just some vague idea, but a real step-by-step guide to enlightenment? Well, guess what? That's exactly what we're diving into today, Buddhism's surprisingly clear path to liberation. Let's get right into it.
You hear that word enlightenment all the time, right? And it can sound, well, kind of out there, almost like this mythical, impossible goal. But what if it wasn't? What if there was an actual, practical, step-by-step guide to get there? That's the big question we're tackling.
And it turns out the answer is a huge yes. The Buddhist tradition lays out this incredibly clear and systematic path. So it's less of a mysterious, foggy quest and more like a detailed roadmap for your own mind, complete with signposts and really clearly marked destinations.
So this roadmap is built around what are called the Four Fruits, which are basically 4 stages of spiritual attainment. Think of them as the major milestones we're going to explore. First, the stream enterer, then the once returner, the non-returner, and finally, the arhat.
Okay, let's start the journey. The very first stop on this map, the one that changes everything, is becoming what's known as a stream enterer.
The original Pali word for this is sotapanna, and it literally means one who has entered the stream. And that's just such a perfect metaphor, isn't it? Just imagine getting into a river current that you know is going to carry you all the way to the ocean of liberation. Once you're in that stream, you can't go backward. Your eventual enlightenment is an absolute guarantee. It's the point of no return.
So what does a stream enterer actually do to get there? Well, the huge thing is they get rid of what are called delusions of view. These are the most basic fundamental ways we misunderstand reality, like seeing things as permanent when, well, they're not. Because they have this deep insight, they're guaranteed to never again be reborn in a lower, painful state of existence. The journey's not over, but the final destination? It's now a certainty, and it's going to happen within 7 more lifetimes, max.
Okay, let's move on to the next stage and see how the journey continues. After you've entered the stream, you keep refining your mind and you eventually reach the second fruit, becoming a once-returner.
And the name here, Sakadagami, it pretty much tells you everything you need to know. A once-returner is someone who will be reborn in our world, the world of desire, which includes us humans and even celestial beings, only one single more time. That's a massive leap forward from the 7 lifetimes of a stream enterer.
So, how they get here? Well, if the stream enterer dealt with wrong views, the once returner starts working on the next layer, the delusions of thought. And these are the really sticky emotional hurdles, things like attachment, anger, jealousy. Now, they haven't been totally wiped out yet, but they've been weakened so much that it guarantees only one more round is needed before reaching that final freedom.
All right, now we come to the third stage, and this is a truly decisive turning point on the journey. This is the non-returner.
And just like before, the name says it all. An anagami, a non-returner, has completely broken the chains that tie them to our world. They will never again be reborn as a human or in a celestial realm. This is a fundamental shift in their entire existence. This huge leap forward happens because they have now completely wiped out those delusions of thought we were just talking about. All the deep-rooted attachments and aversions tied to our sensory world are just gone. So what happens to them? It's pretty amazing. After this life ends, they're reborn into a higher, much more subtle plane of existence. And it's from that higher place that they'll reach final enlightenment without ever having to come back here again.
And that brings us to the destination, the end of the map, the final fruit, and the ultimate goal of this entire path, the arhat.
What's so cool here is that the word arhat itself tells a whole story. It has 3 classic meanings. First, a worthy one, someone so pure they're deserving of respect and offerings. The second is slayer of the enemy. But the enemy here isn't something outside of you. It's all the internal baggage, the mental junk, which has been totally and permanently destroyed. And my personal favorite, learner no more. Their spiritual training is done. They've graduated.
This ancient phrase just perfectly captures what it means to be an arhat. What was to be done has been done. All the spiritual work is finished. The weight is gone. There's nothing left to strive for, no future to worry about. It is the absolute definition of being complete.
And this gets right to the heart of it. An arhat is completely free from samsara, that endless and often painful cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. This state of ultimate peace, of total freedom, the end of all suffering, that is what we call nirvana.
So let's just do a quick recap of this incredible path. As you can see, the progression is just so logical.
You go from a maximum of 7 more rebirths down to just 1 more, then to 0 more rebirths in our world, and finally to 0 more rebirths, period. It's this clear, step-by-step process of purification that leads to total and complete freedom.
So there you have it. We've looked at the map, we've seen all the destinations, each one clearer than the last. But this leaves us with the most important question of all, doesn't it? The map is crystal clear, but what does it actually take to walk the path? What does this journey require from us? Now that is the real question. Thanks for tuning in.